truth be told, we are now seeing children that are incredibly intelligent, however they struggle in school. It is your responsibility as a parent if your child is not doing well. It doesn't do any good to blame the school or the teacher. They are getting diagnoses such as ADD, ADHD, or somewhere on that autism spectrum. They deal with anxiety. However, at the end of the day, I was a full-time classroom teacher. I knew the information that I had as a full-time teacher was not sufficient to be able to really help the children that were in my classes. I took it upon myself to look for a way to be able to help intelligent, failing kids succeed. So we can't use any longer, the teacher isn't helping, the teacher isn't right. We can't blame the teachers because the teachers are teaching from the information that we are being given, that we are being taught as teachers. I went to an accredited school. It was a teacher's college. It was a really good school. I feel as though I got a good education based on what we knew. However, we are seeing a change in our population. I no longer look at this as a disability, but we're actually seeing a presentation of an intelligence above and beyond anything that we've seen before. However, this intelligence in this way of learning is quite different than the status quo of the traditional school system. So we as parents have to take it upon ourselves to be able to help the system and most importantly, help our children. I have realized after much research that there's a big part of the challenges we're experiencing associated with focus. Nobody is teaching our kids about focus. They're not teaching them about how they learn, the challenges that they have with focus, and how they can actually change that. With the sound device actually supports you in your ability to be able to focus. It does the same thing that I did as a classroom teacher. When I would see my students space out, I would see them lose their focus or lose their attention, and I was tapping them on their shoulder and I was bringing them back. I was saying, hey, where are you? Come on, you've got to pay attention here. I realized over time this was largely happening because I had students in my classes that were perceptually gifted individuals. Please hear me when I say they were gifted. However, the gift is also the source of the challenge. If you're a parent that often finds yourself starting a sentence like this, my kid is so smart, but, and then whatever that but is, but they're not doing well in math, but they have trouble reading, but they have trouble paying attention in class, but they have anxiety, but they don't get along well with their peers, but they don't fit in, but they get bullied. Chances are I am going to be able to help you and your child. If you're somebody that in the evenings dreads setting down to do homework with your child because something that should take 30 minutes ends up taking 3 hours and you both end up in tears, send me a DM, give me a call, send me a message, and let's have a conversation about the sound device and how I might be able to make a huge difference in a very quick period of time for the success of your child. We can get you both well on your way to reaching your goals and getting the grades that you know your really smart kid is capable of getting. Thank you.